Alright, chill. Fair use. Fair use. You see that seal, YouTube? You see that? Ah, yeah, yeah, nigga, that way. My bad. Yeah, I'm tired of reading. Yeah, that way. All up there, right there. Yeah, yeah. Let go. All right, chill. Top of the morning, man. We're digging on crystal palaces, right? Look at this. And so it seems outside of mud flood buildings, we also have crystal palaces. Huh? Wow. Let's go. And don't worry about it. They were every. I think they had one in New York. So they was kind of spread out, right?
To few people in a lifetime comes the chance of seeing.
We're gonna get on these fires, we're gonna get back on these fires, right? And the reason for these fires, right? Because what we're doing is painting a picture, right? We're giving you visuals. What makes sense? Let's go. I said let's go.
Seeing such a gigantic blaze as the funeral pyre of the Crystal Palace, the proudest building of the last century, one of the few remaining links with Queen Victoria and Prince Albert. Built in 1851 in Hyde Park for the Great Exhibition, opened in royal state by the Queen and the Prince Consort, it was later transferred to its present site in what was then the rural outskirts of London. In 1913 it became the property of the nation. It was used as a naval training school during the war and reopened to the public by their Majesties King George and Queen Mary 16 years ago. It was once spoken of by Thackeray as a blazing arch of lucid glass. And that description was never truer than tonight. At about 8 o'clock, the fire started at the Sydenham end. Within 5 minutes, it was blazing. The palace firemen did what they could, but it was obviously hopeless. And all the might of London's firefighting equipment can do little more than delay the inevitable destruction. Everything is against them. Across the high ground, the wind blows freshly from the northwest, driving the flames before it. Firemen work unceasingly. Miles of hose are unreeled. Water towers go up. High-pressure pumps roar, but all in vain. The palace is doomed. As the great glow lights the evening sky, every available means of transport brings the watchers in their tens of thousands. And is it worth it? Flames roaring up 150 feet. Such heat that people in neighboring houses are unable to look out of their windows. Masses of molten glass pouring down continuously.
Boy, they called it like a baseball game, didn't it? Crystal Palaces. God.
The Crystal Palace, where brass bands used to play and stone figures turned a deaf ear, stages its most amazing spectacle when fire sets the scene of the biggest London play since 1892. The bands used to play and stone figures turned a deaf ear, stages its most amazing spectacle when fire sets the scene of the biggest London plays since 1892. For 82 years, the glittering edifice has stood a famous landmark on Norwood Ridge. Ever since, in fact, it was transported from Hyde Park, where it stood for the Great International Exhibition of 1851.
God damn, this is nice. Hey, yo, who cribs is these?
Now...
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Got you. And this is what they call Antiquitech. We're going to get into that. Antiquitech, these electric devices. This look like a lamp or some type of, I don't know. Some shit that was already here, you feel me? And stuff, man. It's nice. This is very nice. Crystal Palaces.
stages its most amazing...
We do know they was photoshopping these motherfuckers. We done seen some Photoshop like they was building shit. Yeah, that way. You see that blurriness right here? See, I learned these from the mud floods community, research community. Yeah, this been doctored, right? Yeah, it don't look right. Yeah, you see that? It's called laying double negatives. Of course, you know they gonna hijack it. Most High said, "You have filled my land with your abominable and detestable idols." They say they go to real hanging garden right there. right. Christian Puritan, y'all seen it. That motherfucker been hijacked, man. That bitch been hijacked. Hijack City. They just name and shit. They don't know what they talking about. Oh, now. No, hell no, nigga, no. These like your fucking Lenox Mall. Hijack City.
Brings 5,000 bandsmen from all over England to London, ready to fill the air with sweet music in their efforts to win the 1,000 guinea trophy. The judges are placed in a closed tent to hear this year's test piece, Pride of Race, the Jubilee Suite by Kenneth Wright.
I mean, just look at the damn, how small the people are compared to it, you feel me? Look here, man, it's like a mall or something, you feel me? I mean, just the cabana itself. Man, it's like a whole nother little clubhouse, man. Rooftop and shit. They didn't build these structures, man. This is huge, man. Got lamps and shit. Free electricity, man. No cap.
I'm standing in the middle of the A212. Crystal Palace over there, Sydenham is down there. But beneath my feet, right here, right now, is the Crystal Palace subway.
The Crystal Palace subway is an abandoned Victorian construction that used to link the old Crystal Palace railway station to the Great Exhibition of the same name. Usually locked, but sometimes opened up during open house weekend, we got to have a look around the site with the treasurer of the Friends of Crystal Palace subway, who want to see the space reopened.
Watch your head. So this would have been glass roofed, and this would have taken you up into the Crystal Palace. And this is actually the most dangerous. This is why you need these. So this is being surveyed. This is all quite poor condition. They're coming through. They are leaning in, yeah. So this is on the Heritage at Risk register.
Okay.
With English Heritage, and they're currently done a survey and they're trying to get it off the Heritage at Risk register.
The Friends are raising funds to make the area safe, but not this outside part, though. No, the cool part is the bit that sits directly underneath the road.
There's a rumour that it was built by Italian cathedral makers, which has not been proven. It's not been proven at all. We were very fortunate to get Heritage Lottery funding to research the history of the subway a couple of years ago. And lots of things we discovered have changed people's sort of previous knowledge of it. The architect is not who everybody thought it was, and we haven't proven that it's Italian cathedral makers.
Are these old light fittings?
Gas. Yep, they would have been gas.
There was gas lighting.
Yep. So at the moment, no services at all to the subway. It is as you see it, but it was originally gas lighted, and it was used as an air raid shelter during the war, so it would have had lighting at that point.
As well as the people that slept here during the war, it was still open in the 1960s for people to come in and explore, and was even used up to the late 1980s, with even a music video being shot here. All a far cry from the time when it originally opened in the 19th century.
Various people saw this. Paxton is our man who saved the day. Now, Joseph Paxton was, in fact, the head gardener to the Duke of Devonshire at Chatsworth. And for him, he had already built several glass houses. The earliest one was in 1833. He built another one for him in 34. A much bigger one called the Great Stove, which is started in 36. And finally one in 1848. And he uses the systems of the architecture, wooden sash bars, ridge and furrow glazing, that is angled glass that in the morning the sun can go through, the afternoon go through, but otherwise it's quite sharp and bounces the light off. And cast iron columns which...
hijack never late, right?
act as hollow drain pipes. Therefore, Paxton thought he had a kit of parts that was better than anything that he'd seen. The basis for...
Nah, I'm out. Let pop off now. Spiral 9 got you. We're going to get into these fires and what's happening. I'm going to keep doing it over and over and over. Who in the hell took out these crystal palaces? Or what took them out? I'm telling you, this thing bigger than Nino Brown, and Spiral 9 gonna give you visuals. That's all I'm saying. Shit.
这个热，这天，哎呦我的妈呀，雷电那样的都着火了，这是。我现在在建市县四泉宾馆的这个楼下，旁边的这个广场上面停了好多被水冲到河里面以后打捞上来的车，瞧瞧这都成什么样子了，完全没用了。
Look at that, man. Look at that, man. That's the same type of destruction we see, man.
想想它应该是飘在水面上，结果呢它是到了河里。
They got the nerve to put lightning, and we see them goddamn dragons in the air, man.
然后你看上面草，车完全是垮了。
Stop playing with the people, man. They need to know the truth. It's time for them to know the truth. YouTube, government, whoever you be. Whom shall I feel? Cause they work for my power, man. They get down, boy. They bring the pain. God damn. shouty. Now, shouty. Don't do them like that. Get them in the air. In the ether. Clean getaway. Nigga, that nigga said, ooh. That nigga said, ooh. Same shit. Very nice. Look at that, man. What could do that, man? We have got to reason. Wisdom teaches us to reason. What makes sense? What do we see? How can we connect the dots? You see, this thing bigger than Nino Brown. The Most High is gonna reveal even more. Stay tuned. And you will be able to see my revolution on television. We're talking angels of destruction. Oh, they bring the pain. I came to bring the pain. It's nice though. Whoa, now. This is what I'm saying, man. Look, man. This is what I'm saying, man. This is what I'm saying, right? Rock with me for a minute. All right, check. So we're in American Holocaust. I encourage everybody to get in this book, and we gonna see what these land invaders rolled up on and what they saw when they came over here, right? Because what I'm trying to convey, right, is that do not for 1 second think that we wasn't rocking crystal palaces and we wasn't rocking in these buildings, right? Nah, we was rocking like that. We had it like that. And we got the proof, right? So we gonna dig, right? We just surfing the wave. That's all. Don't mind us.
Crisscrossed with a complex network of canals, Tenochtitlan in this respect reminded the Spanish of an enormous Venice, but it also had remarkable floating gardens that reminded them of nowhere else on Earth.
No, huh?
And while European cities then, and for centuries thereafter, took their drinking water from the fetid and polluted rivers nearby, Tenochtitlan's drinking water came from springs deep within the mainland and was piped into the city by a huge aqueduct system that amazed Cortez and his men.
Right.
Just as they were astonished also by the personal cleanliness and hygiene of the colorfully dressed populace, and by their extravagant, to the Spanish, use of soaps, deodorants, and breath sweeteners. In the distance,
soaps, plural, deodorants, plural, and breath sweeteners, plural. And so that means if they were amazed by this, right? That means they wasn't rocking like that. I mean, you even get accounts where as soon as they rolled up, niggas was going in their pocket like, hey, man, we got some mints. You want a mint? Damn the gold, nigga, take a mint.
across the expanse of shimmering blue water that extended out in every direction, and beyond the pastel-colored suburban towns and cities, both within the lake and encircling its periphery. The horizon was ringed with forest-covered hills, except to the southeast, where there dramatically rose up the slopes of two enormous snow-peaked and smoldering volcanoes, the largest of them, Popocatépetl, reaching 16,000 feet into the sky. At the center of the city, facing the volcanoes, stood two huge and exquisitely ornate ceremonial pyramids, man-made mountains of uniquely Aztec construction and design. But what seems to have impressed the Spanish visitors most about the view of Tenochtitlan from within its precincts were not the temples or the other magnificent public buildings, but rather the marketplaces that dotted the residential neighborhoods and the enormous so-called Great Market that sprawled across the city's northern end. This area, with arcades all around, according to Cortez, was the central gathering place where more than 60,000 people come each day to buy and sell, and where every kind of merchandise produced in these lands is found. Provisions, as well as ornaments of gold and silver, lead, brass, copper, tin, stones, shells, bones, and feathers. Cortez also described...
Boy, look here, boy, you can get you anything. Boy, you roll up and get anything up in there. Yeah, you talking about. But yeah, I don't know what's going on.
Laws of fairness regarding weights and measures and equality of goods purveyed. Bernal Diaz said, "We were astounded at the number of people and the quantity of merchandise that it contained, and at the good order and control that it contained, for we had never seen such a thing before. There were honeys and honey paste, and other dainties like nut paste, waxes, syrups, chocolate, streets that specialize in game, common cress and watercress, borage, sorrel, teasels, and artichokes. And there are many sorts of fruit, among which cherries and plums like those in Spain. There were stores and streets that specialize in game and birds of every species found in this land, chickens, partridges, and quails, wild ducks, flycatchers, widgeons, turtle doves, pigeons, cane birds, parrots, eagles, and eagle owls, falcons, sparrowhawks, and kestrels, as well as rabbits and hares, and stags and small gelded dogs, which they breed for eating." There was so much more in this mercantile center, overseen by officials who enforced laws of fairness regarding weights and measures and equality of goods purveyed. Bernal Diaz said, "We were astounded at the number of people and the quantity of merchandise that it contained, and at the good order and control that it contained, for we had never seen such a thing before. There were honeys and honey paste, and other dainties like nut paste, waxes, syrups, chocolate, sugar, wine. In addition," said Cortez, "there are many sorts of spun cotton and hanks of every color, and it seems like the silk market at Granada, except here there is much greater quantity. They sell as many colors for painters as may be found in all of Spain, and all of excellent hues. They sell deerskins, with and without the hair, and some are dyed white or in various colors.
They like the mink or something, man.
They sell much earthenware, which for the most part is very..."
Keyword urbanware. Huh? They go.
"Good. There are both large and small pitchers, jugs, pots, tiles, and many other sorts of vessel, all of good clay and most of them glazed and painted. They sell maize both as grain and as bread, and it is better both in appearance and in taste than any found in the islands or on the mainland."
Man, no, huh? Man, look here, man. No, you can go grocery shopping, man. You can pick up some furniture. Man, you can get you a pet. Shit, no, man. Look here, man.
They sell chicken and fish pies and much fresh and salted fish, as well as raw and cooked fish. They sell hen and
yeah. Y'all think y'all doing something with sushi, nigga? No.
Goose, eggs, and eggs of all the other birds I have mentioned in great number, and they sell tortillas made from eggs.
Yeah, that came from us.
At last, Cortez surrendered the task of trying to describe it all. Besides those things which I have already mentioned, they sell in the market everything else to be found in this land. But they are so many and so varied that because of their great number, and because I cannot remember many of them, nor do I know what they are called, I shall not mention them. Added Bernal Diaz. But why do I waste so many words in recounting what they sell in that great market? For I shall never finish it if I tell it in detail. Some of the soldiers among us who had been in many parts of the world, in Constantinople and all over Italy and in Rome, said that so large a marketplace and so full of people and so well regulated and arranged, they had never beheld before.
Wow.
And this was only the market.
Whoa.
The rest of Tenochtitlan overflowed with gorgeous gardens, arboretums, and aviaries. Artwork was everywhere. Artwork so dazzling in conception and execution that when the German master Albrecht Dürer saw
we ain't talking that cheap shit.
Some pieces that Cortez brought back to Europe, he exclaimed that he had never seen in all my days what so rejoiced my heart as these things. For I saw among them amazing artistic objects, and I marveled over the subtle ingenuity of the men in these distant lands. Indeed, I cannot say enough about the things that were brought before me. If architectural splendor and floral redolence were among the sights and smells that most commonly greeted a stroller in the city, the most ever-present sounds, apart from the murmur and hum of voices from the mercantile district, which Bernal Diaz said could be heard more than a league off, were the songs of...
So you see, I mean, man, come on, man. I mean, man, they was talking about, man, you could either, man, they had barbershops, and they had herbalist shops, man. Man, you can pull up, man, get you a fresh cut and walk across the street and get you a quarter sack of kush, man. Herbalist, right? Let go.